These shifts are killing me.
Hey guys, welcome Guardians, Ghosts, Gamers, and I guess just basic Light Bearers and Darkness Bearers. What do you guys now call Paracausal Warriors? But anyway, so a lot of people have been doing a bunch of videos about how to get this, how to get that, how to grind this, how to grind that. I'm doing a little take here on inventory management, which happens to be a pretty big thing. So what I do, after I do an afternoon's worth of play or a few sessions, first thing I do is I have my placeholder guns and I put those in. Then I go ahead and I pull out all the blues. I put everything in the vault. Everything in the vault, basically.
Newsfeed,
All right.
just a
So I
quick
put
review
everything
of
in the
the
vault except for my placeholders and my armor, obviously. This armor here I'm collecting, so it's going to be staying there. I'm not going to mess with it. It's kind of a mediocre power level right now, but that's for reasons I'll get into later. So my placeholders equipped. Then I pull all the blues out. Okay, and the reason why is that a lot of them will
tonight.
have some pretty good power levels on there. There's some 27 in there. There's a 26. I don't have many 26s in my energy slot. There's a 27 and 26 there. I am going to pretty much end up deleting a lot. Then I'll go back through the inventory and anything that's a twin. In other words, I have two copies of the gun. Unless they are so split. Like for instance, I love this Bad Omens. It's tracking and cluster bombs. It's a great ad clearer, and it's also a boss hunter. Really nice, really good gun. So far has not failed me, knock on wood, or ceramite, or whatever the material it is that you are currently desking near. Um, so if I have any twins and I already have my favorite roll, then obviously the higher roll will get infused into it, or I will pull it out into my character inventory to use to infuse to other things. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I do is I consolidated all of my twins already before I started to do this little chat. But now I'm going through and I'm pulling out the
Even my
weapons
crit
that I'm
fatigue is
not
crazy.
completely 100% all the way behind. For instance, I'm still leveling the Adored and getting back to it. I don't like Killing Wind and Vorpal Weapon. I'm not that quick a shot when it comes to snipers. I have a real hard time tracking enemies most times. I'm mostly assaulting, especially as a hunter. Although I do some long range stuff, but so this might be good against like the Briggs and stuff like that on Europa, Fallen Walkers and the Cosmodrome, or bosses and stuff. So it's in the vault for that reason. Plus, it is the pinnacle of this season, and I do want to go ahead and nurse it along, so to speak. This is Tumulus has never been a favorite, but opening shot in Dragonfly is pretty damn sweet. So he's still hanging around, and I'm going to leave him be for now. Um, the Chaperone is a reacquisition. I don't play the Chaperone, but it's here and it's an exotic, and I'm holding on to it just for a little while longer. Izanagi is the same thing. Like I said, I'm not that much of a sniper person, but the Izanagi has some raid use, has some strike use, and that's why it's here. Night Watch again, scout rifles. I'm not a scout person. And but threat detector, moving target, and then an adjuster on that. She has done some pretty good work for me. My bad juju, I'm not have not played with, only because pulse rifles haven't been called for very much in my game, other than the no time to explain. So you kind of get the point here. So if there's a gun in here that I'm really not feeling, if I played with it, don't like it, don't really want it, I'm gonna pull it out into the inventory and use it for infusion. So now once I have that done, this is the next step I'll do. Is I'll go ahead and check my quests. What do I have that requires a specific archetype or gun type? So this is grenades and grenade launcher heavies. Excuse me. Going up into these bounties, I have SMG, I have pulse rifles, I have snipers, and I have I think I have a sniper down here too. Sniper up in there. Let's see. Fallen bosses, solar abilities, arc abilities. Don't care about those. So there we go. So I'm going to be playing with subs, pulse, and snipes, and heavy launchers. Pardon me. Give me a second here. It's been kind of a dry weather around here.
I need to know the specs
Plus,
before we can fill that order.
just got done at a small dinner gathering with family and friends, and oh man, persimmon cookies were on the table. Unfortunately, they keep forgetting that I have a mild walnut allergy, so I'm kind of wrangling a little bit with the chunks of walnuts in there. Normally, I would be okay with it, but That's a bit nutty this time around. So yeah, I have to limit my intake, or sit there and tweeze out the or toothpick out the walnuts before I go ahead and consume, which is not a big deal. I play Destiny. I'm used to grinding. So okay, so SMGs. So we're looking at my SMG. Now go ahead and we'll pick that up, and then I'll go ahead and grab this here. And then I take a look down at the row, and I see, okay, well, I got some 27s. Now, here's the thing. I don't like to infuse anything that's less than 6 power difference. So, this means that I will have some, what I would like to call dead slots or holding slots in my inventory. In addition to my placeholders, I'll also carry my highest powered weapon in my inventory. Whether I plan to use it or not, it's good to have it there, because when the algorithm checks your inventory before it rewards you, it looks at your potential highest power level, not your actual power level, but your potential highest power level. Um, I have not checked that against activities that lock your equipment, like Master, Legendary Lost Sectors, or Nightfalls in Heroic or higher. So I don't know how that works. I think it still checks your inventory. I would hope it does. So I would go ahead and infuse this. But there's something else that I do before. Once I sort all my guns out, I get an idea of what it is I'm going to want, what I'm going to need to play with. I then go and check my armor, because whether you play one character class over multiple slots, or you play just one character, or you're playing all three characters and you have a main, always upgrade your armor first. This is just my strong recommendation. It's not an opinion. This is what I have tested. I've been testing this over the last few seasons, and I have found that when I focus on upgrading my armor first, the game will award me more armor later on. And this is good because your guns will, you're always going to get guns, and they're going to be guns at power level or higher. So you're going to be raising your guns up all the time. Armor drops, for me at least, have been kind of thin, and I know they're thin for a few other players that I have. I don't know if that's just the way the tables are weighted, but always upgrade your armor. And again, like I said, I prefer to apply levels that are, at least 6 or higher. But in this case, I have a helmet here that's 5 levels away. I don't have anything here in this group except for that gauntlet is 28. Now, I'm not going to infuse that 28 into the 26, but I'm going to keep that 28, this guy right here, in my inventory, and I'm going to go ahead and delete all the others around him. Unless, of course, I have a legendary that has better stat lines than the current equipped one, which, of course, I have yet to find. Probably during Iron Banner, I will end up getting a better stat line for my gauntlets. We're checking here. We got a 31. That's 6. Okay, that doesn't have a higher stat, and that doesn't have a higher stat, so we're good here. Delete that old guy, and we're going to upgrade here. And that's done. Then, let's see, now we're going to go down to boots, and there's a 29. It looks like 29 is going to be the highest I ever get. And again, well, we're going to double check. As you can see, you can't beat what I have already on my boots. And as it is, of course, it's accounting for the plus 42, because you get 20 for the stat and 12 for the masterwork, and then another 20 for powerful friends. So that's 42. I could do maths. There we go. We got a more than a 6 there. That's actually pretty good. That's a 7 power jump. So we're going to do that one. This guy right here, and then we're going to delete the rest out. So even if I'm playing multiple, because I am playing multiple hunters, but even if you're playing multiple character classes, again, I have my placeholder. Do have placeholders here still. So let's see. Okay, we have. Okay, now so remember, like I said, he's only 4 levels up. No, actually, this one here is only 5 levels up. So I'm not going to in potential power levels. All right. So now we got that all done. Now we're going to go and we're going to pick our weapons that we want. Now, I like to keep a kinetic and an energy version of each of the weapons that are required, except, of course, obviously, for the grenade launchers. When it comes to the grenade launchers, the heavy grenade launchers, I don't really run an exotic anymore, but this guy does have some applications, so we're going to go ahead and have him decide. But most of the work is going to be done now with my SMGs. So I have this SMG, and of course I have the Risk Runner. The Risk Runner is only at 1223. I need a pulse rifle, or I don't need a pulse rifle, but I would like to put a pulse rifle in there. And so I only have that one kinetic pulse rifle, the No Time to Explain. I don't have anything in my energy slots yet because I've yet to get a good roll. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to upgrade the No Time to Explain. And now with the weapons, like I said, yes, I would prefer to be 6 levels higher than that. So a 1228 would have been better. But I'll go ahead and go for 5, only because weapons do accumulate much quicker. Once I upgrade it, make sure it's locked. I bring it into my inventory. Now we have the Risk Runner versus the Escape Velocity. I'm going to go with the Escape Velocity because I probably am going to be hitting a lot of vehicles. So we're going to go ahead and take a look around here. And again, here's the 6 difference. We're good there. Then Escape Velocity goes into my inventory. So that's my pulse rifle. That's my submachine gun. Now we're looking at sniper rifles. And here I have some varied choices. Now I do have the Darcy in the heavy slot. But that's because I like the gun and it does have some applications. The Ikelos and the Adored, excuse me, are currently struggling for my attentions. Now, I like the Ikelos, obviously, for reasons. The Adored really is kind of a novelty thing, so I'm going to go ahead and focus on the Ikelos because she is only 1215. It's a girl. Even though its pronouns are it and that. I do refer to it as a girl because it's best girl in my sniper range right now. That's a little weeb nod right there for you guys. Sorry. Alright, so then we had this particular weapon, Distant Tumulus. Like I said, I'm holding on to it. You know what? I'll give it a run. I got enough sniping to do this upcoming activity. I'll go ahead and I'll give it a run. Let's go ahead and try that out. Blast Bat 2, a lot of people are talking good things about this. I do have a blast radius. I do have a high velocity rounds. Moving target and rampage is kind of like moving target is kind of like I guess, but we're gonna be okay. But that's basically my system, and my challenge for this season is to keep my vault under 1 page. That's with everything in it that isn't already committed to my character as equipment. That means that I'm allowed to keep the placeholders, and I am going to go ahead and keep these little guys here because they're also the leveling holders. And then what happens with the rest of these things? Well, I have some. Do I have a 1230 kinetic? I think I did. Let me check. We're checking the kinetics one last time. 1222s, 1222s. I'm really kind of low in the kinetic slots for some reason. That's kind of weird, but acceptable. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Maybe I'll do Risk Runner because it is a good utility gun. It has a lot of fun on it, but that's only 2 levels up. That's 3 levels up. So we're going to say no. Alright, that's going to be it. So just a quick drop. Wanted to let you know what my process has been so far for leveling. Right now, if I go ahead... Oh, I should probably make sure that I have my highest power levels in my inventory. I think that's the Tumulus at 1228. Let me see. Nope, 1229 here on this Deafening Whisper. And let's see anything. Oh no, that's 1230 on that. Okay, yeah, take that one out because that's my highest power weapon. So 1230 seems to be the highest level of my weapons right now. But yeah, that's kind of the idea behind what I'm doing. And let's see, if I equip just my highest power level, you can see what my potential power level is, which is pretty good. And I'm gonna have to break this off here in a real quick minute. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. So you can see that without artifact, I'm at 1229. I got some gaps in there, but it's working. And again, like I said, I do highly recommend leveling your armor first. If enhancement cores and modules are a premium for you at this time, go with the armor first, and then pick whatever weapons are currently needed to complete whatever bounties you're doing. And then, of course, go ahead and feed your favorites. But that's all I wanted to share, and I will share some more later on. Stay tuned.